Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot. These are your predictions for December 2025. I'd like to thank you so much for being a member of the Time Travelers program. I do appreciate your support very, very much. I did provide these readings to all of my subscribers for the first 11 months of this year. And I was thinking on it through meditation, and I kind of feel like it's not the best practice for me to just make this exclusive to members. I will do that starting January, but for December, I felt really bad giving all of the subscribers the first 11 months of the year and sort of leaving them hanging for December. So as a time traveler member, you will see this video first, and then like a few days later, I'll make it accessible to the other subscribers, to the regular subscribers. However, beginning January 2026, this will be one of your exclusive readings every month, okay? So let's see what your predictions are for December 2025. Keep in mind, it's a collective general reading. It is not individualized nor personalized to you. Messages may come through today that do not fully resonate, and if that happens, it's okay. Don't get upset. It just means that one message is meant for someone else watching. So just take what fits, how it fits, and leave what doesn't. With all of that said, let's begin. Tapping into the Aries collective now for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What are the predictions for December 2025 for Aries? What do they need to know about December 2025? One more shuffle here. Thank you. In the heart of your spread, you have the Page of Swords. In the top row, you have the Three of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles. Flanking your Page of Swords is the Hermit, Temperance, and in the bottom row, you have the Chariot, you have the Five of Wands, and you have the Moon card. At the bottom of the deck now is a little sneak peek into January 2026. You have the Six of Swords, you have the Star, and you have the Six of Pentacles, and that leaves the Two of Pentacles to the Queen of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. Let me begin clarifying these. I'm using the After Tarot deck to clarify them. Slightly different images in this deck, as well as meanings, but we'll go through them as needed. I feel like you're coming out of a very difficult time, Aries, but let's clarify this. Can we clarify this, please, for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements? We are clarifying Three of Swords, King of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, the Hermit, Page of Swords, Temperance, the Chariot, Five of Wands, and the Moon for December 2025. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Three of Swords is being clarified by the Knight of Wands. The King of Swords is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. The Ten of Pentacles is clarified by Death. The Hermit is clarified by the Six of Cups. The Page of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. Temperance is clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. The Chariot is clarified by the Three of Wands. The Five of Wands is clarified by the Ace of Swords. And the Moon is clarified by the Three of Swords. Interesting, we are ending the month the way we started the month. However, in the After Tarot deck, the Three of Swords is repaired. All right, sneak peek now into January. Judgment, the Hangman, and the Nine of Swords, which is a really great card in this deck. And that leaves the Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Knight of Swords here, Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So you have a couple of repeating cards here. This is really interesting energy, Aries. I see you making a significant decision here in your life that will be impacting your life for quite some time. I'm not sure that you are taking full action in this direction just yet. So let's begin with let me start the reading and then I'll let you know why I'm getting these messages. In the heart of your spread is your overall energy for the month of December 2025. And that's the Page of Swords to the Ace of Pentacles. There's an offer opportunity here. Now, for some of you, this has been on the table for a while. And for others of you, it's something that's coming in. So at the time you're seeing this reading, you'll know whether or not you have received this. If you have not received this offer opportunity, then it will be coming in the month of December. Either way, I see you receiving this and now considering whether or not you want to move forward with this opportunity. The Three of Swords to the Knight of Wands. Whatever heartbreak or defeat or sense of loss you were experiencing prior to December 2025, I see you recovering from it. And you're not just recovering from it in the sense of I'm healed, but I don't know what to do now, or I don't know what to do next. No, this is I'm healed and I'm ready to move forward. So the Three of Swords to the Knight of Wands is I really want to put this behind me. I don't want to experience this ever again. I've learned a lot from it. And I see that your next card is the King of Swords. So you are walking away with knowledge about what this was, maybe even why you had to go through it, especially in this row, we have the Hermit. So there is a little bit of a soul evaluation here about why you went through it, what it means for you, what it means for your life, for your journey, how it changed you. and how you actually want to be changed by it. And then it's like, okay, I've taken all of this, I've taken all the lessons, I packed them up in the suitcase, I'm ready to go. I don't want to experience that ever again. So it's a decision here, energetically speaking, to take the knowledge and the lessons from that Three of Swords, but to not carry the pain itself with you. King of Swords to the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like you are very decisive in the month of December. Again, in regards to this opportunity, it looks like you are deciding to move forward with it. And again, I don't know what this is. Relocation for some of you could be a new job opportunity, changing career paths, entering a connection, leaving one connection for another. I don't know what that Ace of Pentacles is, but once it lands into your lap, after some contemplation, really considering how this would transform your life if you were to move forward, it looks like you're deciding to move forward. And you're making this decision from a very logical place. You're not clouded. You're not confused. I don't know if this is the same decision that you've had to make. I mean, for some of you, it's possible. For others of you, there's just other decisions, right, that you had to make in 2025. And we saw you battling them, energetically speaking, in the collective readings. Whatever this is, however long this opportunity has been on your plate in the month of December, internal to you, I don't feel like you are fully moving forward. You're like preparing to, but you made a decision. That's the direction I'm going in. I'm seizing this opportunity. You have the Ten of Pentacles to the Death card. And this is what I mean by this is a very transformative decision. That's maybe why it has taken or will take you a bit of time to consider it. But once you consider the benefits of transforming, the benefits of moving in this direction, that's when I see you here saying, yes, I want to move forward. Now, for some of you, this could mean leaving one job for another or leaving something that has been established, right? The Ten of Pentacles is a situation, environment, connection in your life that has been established for quite some time. And you making the conscious decision from a very logical place saying, okay, I've done enough of that. It has served me well up until this point. I'm ready to seek out this new opportunity. I want to claim it. I want to take it. I want to move forward with it. The Hermit to the Six of Cups. This is what I was talking about with like this look back period where the Knight of Wands and that Three of Swords came out in that first row. I do think it's a look back period for you. I think you are evaluating that Three of Swords. I think you're evaluating what you have in your life, what you have amassed, what you have accumulated up until this point. And again, the feeling here is I've learned a lot, right? The Hermit is very wise. And so I do think this is a little bit of a year in review for you, maybe even like a lifetime in review, and deciding, although this has served me well, and there's been some hard lessons along the way, I'm also ready to let it go. And there we move into that Page of Swords to the Ace of Pentacles, which is, yes, I'm ready for the new. The other side of the Page of Swords to the Ace of Pentacles is Temperance to the Nine of Pentacles. This is what I mean by I don't think you're taking full action towards the Ace of Pentacles, but the fact that you've made the decision to move forward with it in the new year, and I do see you doing that in the new year, I think this is huge. Now, I don't know why you're not moving forward on it in the month of December. That'll be different for all of you. Maybe you have contractual obligations. Maybe you don't want to cause any major disturbances in your life during the holiday season. That's quite possible. Maybe you have some year-end things, that you want to take care of, maybe like some loose ends. But there is a feeling here of I will become free and independent of something that's been in my life for quite some time, because you're going from the Ten of Pentacles to the Nine. So it's a very solitary energy. The Hermit is 9, very solitary energy. So I think you went within alone. I think you made the decision alone. And I think your plan here is to move forward alone. And again, I don't necessarily think that you're leaving a particular partnership in your life. I mean, it could be for some of you, but the feeling here is like, if I can like speak like you, this is like, this was my decision to make. This is my life. This is my opportunity. I know where I've been. I know what I've learned, and I know what I want. And so I don't really think that you're conferring here with other individuals about, do I take this Ace of Pentacles or not? Do I move in this direction or not? I feel like it's very personal for you, and therefore you have internalized a lot of this. So your decision here in the month of December seems to be, I am moving in the direction of the new. But I'll be very tempered in my movement. Although I'm passionate about putting the past behind me, and I'm eager to move towards the future, I also don't want to be reckless. And maybe that's why the month of December for you really just seems to be more about making the decision resolute to yourself, and then like planning. There's no quick action here until we get into January, February time. You have the Chariot and you have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is a card of waiting. The Chariot is a card of movement. It's like, I'm waiting to move on this. I know that I want to move in this direction, but I'm waiting. Now, this could be, I've made the decision, I'm leaving my job, but I'm not going to leave it, immediately. I'm going to line up the next job. So I'm waiting to move on from the job. I've decided I'm leaving a place that I've lived at for quite some time, in that Six of Cups. but I can't do it erratically, right? I would be without a home. So I'm waiting until I find the next, the next place to live. So I don't know what it is that you have decided here to leave behind, but the Aries collective is on the move in 2026. It looks like the final decision is made in December, and then there's like a preliminary planning stage, if you will. Again, I don't think you're making a reckless leap here. We don't have the world card here, so I don't think that you are like finalizing anything just yet. I don't see any big erratic moves. I see a lot of internal conversation, a lot of logical as well as logistical thinking, and very resolute in the decision that I'm just waiting for the opportunity to move towards the new. I'm going to hold myself back. 5 of Wands to the Ace of Swords. I feel like this is clarity over any of that confusion or internal discord you had about moving towards the Ace of Pentacles, as well as when to move. So it's almost like you had 2 decisions here. Do I take it? And if I take it, when do I take it? Right? If I move in this direction, or should I move in this direction? And if I do, when? Again, I feel like it's all internal to you. You're closing out the month with the moon to the 3 of Swords. I really like this. In the After Tarot deck, the swords are out of the heart. The heart is healed. One, I think that you've healed a lot of these past wounds and trauma, which I think is great. There's a lot of growth here in the Aries collective in 2025. And we see this in December when you're making this really big life-changing decision. And this is also you healing any of those doubts, fears, insecurities, or reservations you had about moving towards that Ace of Pentacles. So I like this. It's a very healing month. It's a very calm month. Now, I'm not saying you won't have other disturbances, right? Life is life. We know how it goes. But in particular to this one big life change, it's a very peaceful feeling. If we look into January, we see you moving on. This is like officially putting in the pentacle resources to move towards that wish fulfillment, which is that Ace of Pentacles. And it's slow though. Again, I don't think it's erratic. I just think it starts to pick up steam. So you're holding yourself back in December, and then it looks like come January, it's like boots on the ground, ready to go. You're still doing it in a balanced way, right? 2 of Pentacles. It's not a full rush, but it is your decision to make here. Look at this. King of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the 2 of Pentacles. Queens in Tarot are built through their experiences. They're a very past, present energy. It's how I've always looked at the Queens. The Queen of Wands is who she is. I just say she because it's Queen, but the Queen of Wands is the energy of a person. I am who I am today because of what I've gone through. They're forged through fire. All 4 queens in tarot are forged through fire. And each bring forth with them new experiences and new lessons based on their past. The kings then take action on those experiences. So queens tend to be a little past focused and kings tend to be future focused. This is you saying, based on my past, I'm now ready to take action on my own behalf. But I'm going to do it in a very balanced way. No erratic energy here in the Aries collective, but certainly on the move come January towards that new Ace of Pentacles. It's a judgment call you're making. The time is up, time is over. Hangman, that whole suspension where I kind of have to hold myself back. I know I want to move in that direction, but I'm waiting. You're done with the waiting. And I love the 9 of Swords in the After Tarot deck because you're using the Ace of Swords right here. You're very clear, logical thinking mind. You started off the month here with the King of Swords and you're slaying those 8 swords. You're slaying the 8 of Swords, which are all these doubts and fears and insecurities that you had, and you're moving forward. 7 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Knight of Swords, and then the 10 of Pentacles. It's like you're ready now to like rebuild something new. Again, leaving this behind in order to build something new. And I see you doing that in a very fair and balanced way. It's like the groundwork starts to get laid in January. The decision point here seems to be December 2025. So it's been a hell of a year for you. I kind of feel like you were forced to grow in many areas of your life, and you did it your own way on your own terms. So no big movement here for the Aries collective in December, physically to the world, internally to you, huge. 2026 will be a revolutionary year in your life. You are building an entirely new life as of 2026 and beyond. Future you will not recognize past you. And I think it's because you've been so careful with figuring out what this is, when to move toward, like if to move towards it, when to move towards it, how to move towards it. There's a lot of planning, a lot of strategy here. You're very careful to not make any of the mistakes that maybe you made in the past that contributed to the 3 of Swords that you felt. And the feeling here I was getting was, I don't want to feel that again. Okay, so let's close it out now with some oracle cards, of course, some kippers, and I'll also give you something new I added to the monthly readings is your I Ching reading for the month of December. So let's get some oracle cards here. One for the first row, please. Overall, good month for you, okay? A lot of internal work, a lot of internal dialogue. Yep. Conversations basically with yourself. And it must be a pretty monumental decision if you're really not conferring or talking to anyone else about it. The first card that came out was the conscious consumer. And I think this is what you're doing. Number one, you have the power to heal yourself. And I think this is what you've been doing. I do think 2025 has been very transformative for you in that respect. I also think that you're very conscious about your life, what you want for it based on the past experiences. Remember that Queen of Wands is looking back into the past. And because of your past experiences, you now know definitively what you want in your future. So you're very conscious about what you're bringing into your life and also what you're releasing from your life. And you have words of abundance. And that's what I was saying. This is an internal dialogue. It's just between you and you alone, coming together within, aligning within, and making the best decision for yourself moving forward. And then you have ask for your needs to be met. So keep that in mind this month as you're planning, as you're being very logistic here and thinking about your future and how you're moving towards that Ace of Pentacles. Remember to ask for help from your spirit guides and your ancestors. It says God and the angels can come to aid you, but only if you make the free will choice to ask for the help. It simply begins with asking. It doesn't matter how you ask. It doesn't have to be anything formal. Just ask for the help and maybe even ask for a little clarity. Because even though you have the clarity that you're moving in this direction, you could get a little foggy in January as you start to literally like lay down the new bricks, right, for this new foundation that you seem to be building here in your life. So continually ask for help, Aries. Let's get you a couple more oracle cards. I'm curious to know if this is that one big decision that a lot of you had to make this year that you kind of were stalling on it, or if it's entirely new. So if you want to drop me some comments below, I'd love to read your feedback on that. And one card here for the final row. Okay. Top row, you have Divine Alchemy. You're moving beyond your current challenges. We see that here with that Knight of Wands to the, excuse me, Three of Swords. And we also see here Death to that Ten of Pentacles. So you're moving beyond your current challenges and you're focusing on what you desire. Absolutely. This new Ace of Pentacles here. And then you have Magic Manifesting. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. Stay focused. We see your focus here throughout the entire month. You're starting off with the King of Swords who holds the Ace of Swords, and you're ending the month with the Ace of Swords as well. And then you have Divine Order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. Remember what I was saying about that Queen of Wands looking back into the past? I think this is a month where you're taking the culmination of all of those lessons and deciding what you want your life to look like in the future. So we'll close it out with some kippers, and then we'll give you your I Ching. So thank you once again for being a Time Traveler member. And the next reading that I'm doing that will be exclusively for members will be the full moon in Gemini readings. The full moon in Gemini is on the 4th, so I will probably record them tomorrow and release them for you. Let's get 2 Kipper cards here, please, for Aries for that top row. 2 cards here for the middle row. And 2 cards here for this final row. So in the top row, you had the Coffin card and you have occupation. So for a lot of you, it's a big decision in regards to your job. Some of you are making a big decision to change jobs, either to like you want to work from home, maybe you want to start your own business. For others of you, you literally could be changing jobs or changing career paths. If it's not work related, then it would be something that you do invest pentacle resources into. So in that respect, it could be uprooting, making the decision in the new year, I want to uproot and move, or I want to leave the connection that I'm in. There's something like that that you currently pour your pentacle resources into, that you're making the decision in December that come the new year, you want to begin taking steps to no longer pour in this direction and instead pour into a new direction. You then have judication and you have expectations in the reverse. Yeah, I do think that there's a soul contract here. You're making a decision to close it out. I don't think you're closing it out with the employer, with the friend, with the community, with the lover. I don't think you're closing it out, but you know that you will. There's no more expecting, when will I do it? If I will do it, the expectation card is in the reverse. So you know that you're severing this soul contract with this individual or with this entity. I just don't believe that it's something you're doing in December, but the decision to do it is definitely made. And then you have community came out on the side with gift in the reverse. Yeah, this is making the decision to leave something or someone behind. Your new life, that Ace of Pentacles, that new direction you're going in, it's in the reverse. Because again, I don't feel like you're fully committed in regards to like, you know, leaving the job and moving to the next job. Then no, this is I'm going to move towards this gift in 2026. And so yeah, it's almost like one world, one foot in the old world, one foot in the new world for December. What I like is that you're not mentally plagued by it. There's a relief here that I felt as I was moving through your reading. It's like, oh, I finally made up my mind. So I might not be able to make all of my moves this month was the feeling I got, but I just feel so much more relieved that I've at least made the decision. So let's get the I Ching now for December 2025 for Aries, please. Can we get an I Ching here for Aries? Thank you. You have treading. Card number 10. 10s are an ending, right? So you have treading the tiger's tail is perilous. So invite the creature's power into your life as protection, fertility, and blessing. Living in harmony with the tiger takes skill and care. Look to the intensity you are drawn to in the situation you are asking about. Its danger is there, but also the potential gift. Where is a tiger? Do you know how to work with such power? I think you are creating success. The tiger's tail, you know, it doesn't bite people, but it is a warning. And I think that's why you're treading carefully. This is not an abrupt Aries collective here that says, okay, I'm going to change my occupation. I'm changing my job. I'm quitting today and I'm leaving myself without a source of income. No, you're treading carefully. You are creating success, but you're very slow at doing it. It's a very meticulous, dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's. This must be a significant life decision for you, Aries. If it's taken you so long to make the decision and now you're like, I'm going to hold myself back because this time I want to make sure I do it right. I don't want to repeat any mistakes from the past. So congratulations to you. Looks like clarity is yours in December 2025. That is what I have for you, Aries, for December 2025. If you like that message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. Thank you once again for being a time traveling member. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.